All right, remember that we're watching and listening. Don't forget to have that volume up. And we're writing down what the video says so that we practice getting our points. All right, Maria's salary is $2,300 plus 2.5%. There's that percent sign. Percent means out of 100. Commission on monthly sales. Now, up until this point, I have been doing proportions because this is an equation. It's not really going to be able to be solved with a proportion. And in this case, decimals are actually a little bit easier. So we need to remember that if we have decimals and percents, that we can do DP. So take a percent to a decimal means we're moving that decimal to the left. And in this one, I actually do have a decimal. We're going to move that to the left 2 places for a percentage because that's multiplying or dividing by 100. So we have 0.025. All right, and we're going to multiply that by our monthly sales. Okay, a salary is what she's going to earn no matter what. Commission is kind of like a bonus. So if you do a really good job selling an item, sometimes your boss will give you a piece, okay, or a part of what you sell to encourage you to sell a whole lot. So we have here basically the equation kind of lined out for us, and so we're going to put that in here. I have the X here for monthly sales at the end, so we need to be aware of that as we put in our numbers. We have 2300. Please do not use commas. And then there's a reminder to convert it to a decimal. So we're going to have 0.025 with that X on it because we're going to multiply 2.5% for whatever that amount is. How much did Maria sell this month if her paycheck was this amount? So now we have to know where to put that. Is that number going to go over here for W or over here for your X? Okay, remember that W is wages and her monthly sales are X. This is her paycheck. That means that's her wage. So we're going to put that in, and this is kind of a bummer. It's a little bit more work. 3360 equals, because I plugged it in, let me erase this one. I plugged it into that W spot. I'm using our equation that we just did. And then we have 2300 plus 0.025 and then X. So how much did Maria sell this month? And that makes sense too because the monthly sales is X and we don't know. That's the question. So now we're going to solve this. Whenever you solve equations, the goal is to get your letters on one side, your numbers on the other. And since we just have this letter right here, we can leave it over here. So this is going to be our letter side, and this is going to be our number side. So the first step is draw your line down the middle. And we are now going to solve it. You can continue solving this by hand, or again, for consistency's sake, what I'm going to try to do is show you things that you can use repeatedly to make your life a little bit easier. This is the thing where we did box, box. Because we have this one variable now, we can put this into Desmos like we did on the first lesson, doing y equals and finding where they cross to get that answer for x. If you would like to solve it by hand, I'll show you how to do that later. But this will get you your answer, and this will get you points for writing it down, showing your purple boxes that I have here. It will also get you points, and then the answer will get you points. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go type that in. So we're going to get on Desmos. So you're going to scroll down. Remember to type this in with me. So we have 3360. And nothing's going to graph, even if I zoom way out so I can see that 3000 number. And the reason is because Desmos thinks you're going to do like a computation problem. So we need to tell it by putting y equals in the front that we want that graph, and you saw that green line just pop up. The other side, y equals, and for this one you don't need the y equals, but it's just a good habit to get into. Y equals 2300 plus 0.025 x. Now if you notice that line, it tilts slightly. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow it over. And what I can do is I can put both my fingers on the x-axis and shrink it that way so I can see it a little bit easier. I'm going to go find where they cross each other. And we have our answer. And we're going to sketch this. We're going to sketch the same picture on our sheet. And we have 4, 2. I'm making notes on my paper right now, so whenever I switch over to the other one, I'll have the numbers and don't have to keep coming back and forth. All right. So over here, we're going to sketch our picture. Remember, if we do things in Desmos, we need to show what we're seeing. So it was way up here, and they almost looked like they were parallel, kind of, and they crossed way out there. And then my point that I saw was that 4, 2, 4, 0, 0, and then I need to make myself more space. And then we had 3, 3, 6, 0. And remember, because we are looking for x, the value we want in a point is going to be that x value. So the answer is 4, 2, oh, no commas in your answer, 4, 0, 0. Do not use commas in your answer. So that would be $42,400 in sales this month. Now, if we're writing this by hand, we would like the comma and the dollar sign, but because we want to put this in on Desmos, or sorry, on Schoology, we're just going to use the way that I have it here. Make sure that your answer looks exactly like this one so that you get full credit. This will get you all 4 points on your final, and that's how much each question is worth because we set it up, we showed what we did on Desmos, we sketched our answer in this. We can go back in just to check ourselves and plug in that number to make sure we did it right. 2300 plus, and then 0.025 times 42400. And the answer that we should get should be this 3,360. Since we already have that piece typed in, let's get rid of our y equals. And then remember, when you plug things in, use parentheses. And we did get what we wanted. That matches the other side. So that means that we did it correct. And we know that we have all of our points for that question now. So remember, checking it is an important part to make sure that you get all those points. For those of you that want to see it by hand, I'm going to erase some of the checking piece and this piece right here so that I can show you the work by hand. When you're solving by hand, your first step, like we said, to get letters on one side, numbers on the other. I'm going to remove this 2,300 here like this. Whenever you do that, if you need help, you can type in this piece on Desmos. You get 1,060 equals 0.025x. To undo the multiplication, you would divide. And again, you can type that into Desmos. Those divide out, so you have your x by itself. And you would get the same answer, 42400. So that's how you would do it by hand if that was what you